I could ever wish for.
Call Steiger, Green & Finer, 1-800-561-1111.
This is South Florida's Most Watched News. Most Watched News. Now on 7 News.
Shutdown, showdown. Federal workers could be heading for the door, but who's to blame for the deadlock? Tyreek Hill's recovery is underway, but what's next for the star wide receiver after surgery? Condo crime. A Miami Beach after party turns violent, but what really sparked the chaos? Discount deal. The Trump administration makes a big move with a top drug company. Could this be the breakthrough that lowers the cost of your prescription drugs? Road warriors. Miami police officers putting the pedal to the metal in a fight to conquer cancer. And singing sensation, a retired telephone man finds unexpected fame online, but what inspired his surprise music career? We'll find out. Good morning, South Florida. I'm Alex Diarmas.
And I'm Tavares Jones. Today in Florida at 10 starts now.
This is 7 News. Today in Florida.
Here's a live view across South Florida on this Wednesday morning. Guys, it's the first day of October.
It doesn't feel like it. I was outside a few minutes ago, sweating right now. Let's get you a check of area weather to start your day. Meteorologist Erica Delgado in the Plex with the first look for us. Hey, Erica, good morning.
Tavares, you're right. And as we go about through the second half of the work week, you're going to notice that humidity is starting to creep up once again. But at least today it's tolerable. And we do still have some drier air as Imelda and Umberto continue to move away. Both Cat 1 systems racing towards the east-northeast. And for us here, we'll begin to notice more moisture increasing by the end of the work week. In the meantime, one difference this afternoon is that our breeze begins to veer off the water, a north-northeast breeze, and that's going to make all the difference. More moisture available for rain. So quick check on temperature so we can get you out the door. 83 in Pompano Beach, 84 in Hollywood, lower 80s into the Fort Lauderdale area, but now Miami-Dade catching up, and we're in the mid-80s as well. 84 at MIA, 83 in Hialeah, still 82 in Homestead, and for the Florida Keys, already up to 87 in Big Pine, 86 in Key West, mid to lower 80s for the middle to upper Keys. Winds are starting to change. We had a west wind earlier. Now we have a northwest wind for Key West. Still light and variable here for Miami-Dade and Broward, but we'll notice more of that northeast wind later today. And once we do get that northeast wind, we'll begin to see showers possibly moving into the coastline. High temperatures today in the low 90s. Closer look at your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we begin now with a developing story of partial building collapse in New York City.
Yeah, let's take you to live pictures right now of that scene. The city's fire department initially responded to reports of a gas explosion that collapsed an incinerator shaft. This all happened in a 20-story building in the Bronx part of New York. Drones flying over the scene show part of the side of the building missing. At last check right now, no injuries have been reported. No residential units have been affected. The building is city-owned public housing. We will continue to follow this story and bring you updates as we learn more.
Now at 10 o'clock this morning, here's a live look at our nation's capital. Lawmakers returning to work, but locked in a funding fight, one that has now the government shut down. Millions of workers face possible layoffs or risk being fired altogether.
And this is also a blame game between the two major parties over who's responsible for causing this. The federal government is now shut down. It's out of money because Congress cannot agree on a funding plan. The main sticking point is health care. And now the blame game. Overnight, the White House placing blame squarely on the Democrats, who want to reverse Medicaid cuts and stop enhanced Obamacare subsidies from expiring.
We need to stop these premiums from going up dramatically.
They're arguing a December policy debate for a September funding issue.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates about 750,000 federal workers face furloughs. It says they make about $400 million a day. Essential employees must work without pay.
Social Security checks will come in. National Weather Service, they'll still be producing forecasts. We're talking about the Department of Veterans Affairs. Those will still be open. Medicare will still be going on, and unemployment insurance will, in fact, still be reaching the people who, of course, need it most.
The State Department may be slow to issue passports as the military remains in place, but just under half of civilian defense employees are furloughed. National parks now have skeleton crews,
And the FDA says food inspections are also affected. As for transportation, about 3/4 of FAA staff are working without pay, a central issue in the last shutdown.
10 controllers actually called out sick, and it led to massive delays. And they said, you know what, we need to end this shutdown.
Well, President Trump's budget director posted on social media that federal employees should...
He's trying to run a one-man band out there. Holy shit. How you guys feeling out there in the building right now? Hoping everything is going okay. I know we're fixing the live stream. Everybody in the building. Is it working? Is it clear? I'm taking a look at it right now. We got a new policy. Obviously, AT&T is being fixed. A lot of things in the chat. We are working on some of the fundamentals in the studio right now. I know people are coming into the building right now. First and foremost, welcome back to the Brandon Mason Show. I'll work on this right now. People coming to the chat. We got a lot going on. If you're in the building right now, we're talking about the government shutdown. And I know, yes, AT&T is in the building trying to fix it. And they said, I'm getting internet fixed on the government shutdown. I hope damn well that this shit's going to be working okay, because I took a look at it and everything from my end was working good. Everything was crystal clear. We're going to dive into it today. I hope everything is smooth in today's transition. We're going to dive into it today. Hopefully everything is going okay. The government shutdown, let's dive into that conversation right now because there's a lot of things to look at. And if you're watching live, smack that like button. Subscribe right now as we get ready to get into it, baby.
The U.S. Senate did adjourn earlier Tuesday evening without reaching a deal to extend federal funding. So we are now talking about a partial government shutdown that will have a range of effects on public services, employee furloughs, potential layoffs, certain government activities will be impacted. Republicans had crafted a short-term measure to fund the government through November 21st, by the way. But Democrats insisted that the measure address their concerns on health care. They wanted to reverse the Medicaid cuts in President Trump's mega bill passed this summer and extend tax credits that make health insurance premiums more affordable for millions of people who purchase through the marketplaces established by the Affordable Care Act. Republicans called that Democratic proposal a non-starter, and that's why we sit where we sit tonight.
You're in the building right now. We got a lot to go over, people. The Democrats shutdown. Shout out to the 450 people in the damn building.
Make some noise!
If you're watching live in the chat right now, drop your states in the chat right now. If you're watching live, drop your damn states in the chat right now. I want to see where you guys are based at. I'm going to dive into a lot of things here going on right now. And I'll tell you right now, the internet in the building has been going crazy. And yesterday we came and I got the damn link right here. AT&T came in the building and fixed it. It should be good. And I'm taking a look at all the speeds are up. They said, listen, government shutdown. We don't know what's going to happen. We can't tell in the building if it's going to be fixed or not due to the government shutdown. We're only doing our damn best live in the chat right now. If you're in the building right now, make sure you drop your state and subscribe to this damn channel right now. I'm about to show you a lot of things on here that you haven't seen. We're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about what's actually happening, who's not getting paid, who's not going to work, who better show up, what's going to take into effect. I'm going to show you right now in the building, so stay right there. Listen clearly as you hear what's going on.
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats. As you know, this country, no country can afford to pay for illegal immigration, health care for everybody that comes into the country, and that's what they're insisting. And obviously, I have an obligation to not accept that. That would affect everybody. And so we're doing well as a country, so the last thing we want to do is shut it down. But a lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things, but they want open borders. They want men playing in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. They never stop. They don't learn. We won an election in a landslide. They just don't learn. So we have no choice. I have to do that for the country. Yes.
And so here's a conversation right now. When you shut down the government, people are like, what's going on, Brandon? Like, what the hell happened? Does that mean that the whole world's done or the U.S. is done or what's going on? Listen, they're trying to meet and get things organized. If you're watching live in the chat right now, smack that damn like button, subscribe. Listen to me right now, people watching live. If we get to 500 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky person $1,000 in the chat. So double tap your screens right now. If you're on your damn phone or on your mobile device like this, double tap your screens and subscribe right now. I want you guys to understand that. We're about to be rocking and rolling today. Now, listen up. The people on the Democrat side, okay, look, we need X amount of money to give to X amount of things. Republicans are like, we're not giving you that money for that. Why? We don't want to fund men and women's sports, right? We don't want to fund illegal immigrants. And when I say we, I'm talking from the Republican side. Don't take it wrong, people. If you're a Republican, you're like, we don't want to do that. Democrats over there going, hey, hold on. Yeah, we want to do that. We want to fix this. We want to add money to that. And in the chat right now, I'm asking you guys a question. These are some of the funding things that they want to do. Do you believe in men and women's sports? Yes or no in the chat right now. Do you believe in men and women's sports? I'm asking you right now in the chat. Yes or no? Do you believe in men and women's sports? I'm asking that question right now in the chat, and I'll tell you why in just 1 second. Answer that, yes or no. Why I'm saying this, people in the building, I see all these new names coming in the building right now. How you feeling? Bryson in the building, how you feeling? Mr. Doubtful in the building. Cohen, I see Donald J. Plump, Pitbull Mama, our moderators coming to the chat. We love and appreciate you. Amani in the building. Reggie in the building. Daniel in the building watching live. I see all the people. Shout out to the 500 people in the chat.
Make some noise!
What I'm saying is this. I'm about to show you a lot of clips, okay? When the government shuts down, Republicans, Democrats cannot come to an agreement. Where do we put the money at? Now, because they can't come to an agreement, guess what? Government shuts down. There's a lot of government people that will not be getting paid for X amount of time. I'm going to show you a bunch of clips right now. I'm going to see how you feel about that. Let me get to this piece of the pie. I want you guys to see. This is important conversation. There's a lot to talk about. I'm showing different networks, ABC. I'm showing NBC. I'm showing Fox. I'm showing Live Now. I'm showing CNN. I have to show both sides. Because if I come into the building, God forbid, I just show Fox. People are like, oh my God, yeah, you're a Republican. If I show just CNN, oh my God, you're a Democrat. So I got to be completely honest, down the middle, and show you everything that we're seeing right now. So let me get to it right now and show you some things. And yes, today we're going to cover that. We're also going to cover troops in different areas. We're also going to cover military standards now. A lot of things going on. Let me show you this clip real quick.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse.
So here's the thing. People in the chat right now, do you think that we should be giving money to illegal immigrants? Question for you right now. This is coming in the building right now. People, the funding coming in, Democrats want the funding for a lot of things. Republicans are saying, no, we don't want that. My question to you guys in the chat right now, women in the chat, do you think that we should be giving money from our government, from our system, from the United States, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. Do you think we should be funding with the money we're putting into that system to illegal immigrants coming in? I got a question for you right now because these are some of the things Democrats are like, we got to fund them with this and that. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? I'm asking these questions because this is part of why the government right now is currently shut down. If you're in the damn chat right now, shout out to the 800 people in the damn building.
Make some noise!
Shout out to the 1,000 people in the chat right now watching live. If you're in the building right now, I want to know right now, do you think we should be funding illegal immigrants coming into the country? And I'm not, look, you see a kid come across, he's floating across. Of course we want to help kids. Of course we want to help people. The problem is, if they're illegal or not, should we be funding them? In the chat right now, smack that damn like button and subscribe. If you're in the chat right now, I want to know how you're feeling. And if you're watching live, our goal today is get to 76,000. We just hit 75,000 people. And we're bringing it to attention. We want you guys to have the real, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything here. Republican, Democrat, biracial. I'm white and black, so I don't give a damn. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm not going to bullshit around and make it seem like something. We're going to cover the government shutdown. We're also going to cover the fitness standards for the military, what that meeting was like. We're going to dive into that right now. Let me show you a couple of videos right now I want you guys to see. Take a look, everybody.
All right, so I am leaving the Capitol. The government has officially shut down. Let me just explain how we got here today. There were two bills on the Senate floor. One was a Democrat-backed bill. Even if it did pass, which wasn't going to happen, it wouldn't have averted a government shutdown because it hadn't passed the House before. These are both temporary funding bills to kick the can down the road just a few weeks. Another was a temporary funding bill that was Republican-backed. It had already passed the House. And if it cleared the Senate, it would extend government funding for 7 weeks. This was what Democrats and Republicans were fighting over, right? Democrats said that it didn't do enough to address concerns about health care. They wanted an extension of Obamacare tax credits that are set to expire at the end of the year. Republicans had said that they didn't want to negotiate with Democrats. Republicans had said Democrats were holding the government hostage to have that health care negotiation. Ultimately, when it comes to the Senate floor, that temporary funding bill, the Republican-backed one that had already passed the House, it gets 3 Democrats to vote for it. Catherine Cortez Masto, John Fetterman, and Angus King, who is an independent from Maine who caucuses with the Democrats. But it didn't get the full number of Democrats it would have needed to pass because there was one.
Okay, so now we're in the building right now having this conversation. Shout out to the 1.2 thousand people in the chat right now.
Make some noise!
And by the way, we got a new system. If you subscribe, your name pops up on my screen, so I appreciate you. You see that number right there? 75,053. Let's run that up right now. Smack that like button, subscribe. I always want to give back to you beautiful people watching live in the building right now. Listen, I want to tell you guys something right now. If we get to 76,000 subscribers today, I'm giving $2,000 out to a lucky person in the chat. Moderators, you heard me, right? If we get to 76,000 subscribers today, I'm giving out some cash today to some lucky people in the chat. You guys support me. I'm supporting you. Damn it. That's what we got to do. I tell people this every damn day. So smack that like button, subscribe. Now let's get into this a little bit better. When someone says there's a government shutdown, right? What do we say all of a sudden? Holy shit, what? And by the way, I see you subscribing.
New subscriber.
And I see your name coming on the thing there. Listen, here's the thing I want to make sure you guys understand. The minute we hear regular people walking around going, what? Government shutdown? What's that mean? Am I going to work? Am I going to school? What's happening? Government shutdown. We live and die by what? Our government, our basis. So at that point, we're sitting there going, wait a second. What are we supposed to do right now? A lot of people are confused, right? Like, do we go to work or, hey, do we stay at home? Are we getting paid or who's going to pay our checks? Like, what's going on right now? You guys know what I'm saying right now in the chat. Smack that damn like button, subscribe. You're in the building right now. In the chat, are you a Trump supporter? Put Trump in the chat. If you love Trump, put Trump in the chat right now. If you don't, then put impeach. I'm taking a look at it. Why you should join this show is because I can see all your messages. We communicate loud and clear in the chat right now. The more people that subscribe and the more people that like it, it makes more people come into the damn building and we can have a real conversation right now. Here it goes. I see all those Trump supporters coming in the building right now. Roger in the building. Jessica, Karen, Mike, Marlon. I see people come to the chat. A lot of Trump supporters in the chat right now. Whoa, here we go. It's getting pretty damn red in the building. Is there any blue people in the building? Put red if you're a Trump supporter. Put blue if you're not. Let's see some of that in the chat right now. Listen, when the government threatens a shutdown, we literally, I got to take my glasses off for this. This is what pisses me off, right? You literally have people in the government, people voting in Congress, in the Senate, all these different places voting to determine how we operate, right? It's kind of strange at one point. You think about it, go, hey, well, if they vote on this, I'm not going to get paid tomorrow. Well, that's weird, right? Then people are like, I'm going to start my own business. I don't want to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people now are like, well, I'm just going to keep my ass at home today. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people not getting paid. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. I want you guys to see some of this right now. Take a look.
Well, I'm just leaving Capitol Hill, and brace yourselves because we are headed to a government shutdown. So what exactly happened? Well, tonight, Senate Republicans forced a vote on a bill to keep the government funded. Democrats blocked that. They say they will not agree to keep the government funded until Republicans agree to reverse cuts to Medicaid and also to extend expiring Obamacare subsidies so that healthcare premiums do not go up for millions of Americans. Republicans say they're willing to talk about all that, but not while the government is shut down. So here's the bottom line. There needs to be compromise in order to avert a government shutdown. There is not compromise at this point. So what does this all mean? Well, it means that 4 million federal workers could go without pay. That includes 2 million troops and also TSA workers, air traffic controllers. It's going to be another long day tomorrow. Democrats and Republicans have already left the Capitol, so I am heading home too. The government shuts down at midnight.
There's people heading home going, I might not get paid tomorrow. When you start taking a look at that, if it hits you a little, nobody's actually able to go to work and get paid, then people can't go out and go to your grocery store that you own or buy from the business that you have. And that's why people are like, wait a second, there's a trickle-down effect, right? There's a trickle-down. And I got more clips here I want to show you in just 1 second. Let's take a look at this one.
Well, the radical wing of the Democrat Party demanded that Chuck Schumer shut down the government, and he did that today. What that radical wing had told him to do was work with them through his war room. He had a war room going for the last 8 weeks to orchestrate the shutdown. But the cracks in the Democrats are already showing. When we had a vote on our proposal to keep the government open, the clean CR, right before the recess, we had one Democrat vote. Tonight, we had 3. So the cracks are beginning to show there is bipartisan support for keeping the government open in spite of the fact that Chuck Schumer is forcing a government shutdown, regardless of the cost, regardless of the consequences to the American people. This truly is a Democrat-owned, Chuck Schumer-owned shutdown. There's no negotiation. It's a shakedown when he asked for $1 trillion for 4 weeks. It's absurd.
$1 trillion. People in the chat, he wanted $1 trillion. Like, okay, what are you spending that money on? This is what people get confused on. Like, right, hey, we're paying all this money in taxes and all this stuff and donations and the party that you give money to, all these kind of things. Where is the money going, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Where is our money going? Where is our hard-earned tax? Where is that going? When I find out, hey, by the way, Brandon, the money that you contributed to, right, that money is going to illegal immigrants' housing, illegal immigrants' cell phones or money, all that. I don't agree with that. People in the chat, are you with me with that so far? I'm sure Republicans and Democrats could probably understand that, right? Shout out to the 1,600 people in the chat right now.
Make some noise!
Are you guys with me right there so far? Do you guys agree that we should not be spending our hard-earned money on illegal immigrants? If anything, give it to the homeless people. If anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, let's give it to all the homeless. Let's get those people off the street. Let's figure out, let's find plans for those people, right? In the chat, are you with me right now so far? Because if you're a Republican, more than likely you're with me on that. If you're a Democrat in the chat, and I'm just saying, look, no disrespect. I got a lot of friends that are Democrats. What I'm saying is, and we have conversations, it goes up and down sometimes. But a lot of Democrats come into the chat and they'll say, yeah, we should, like Newsom, right? Newsom in California, Governor Newsom's like, yeah, we need to help those illegal immigrant people out. It sounds great to help everybody. Yeah, I want to do that too. But the reality is, some of the money can't go towards certain programs. Now, for instance, right? There's a lot of transgenders out there. We have a transgender coming on the show. Now that I believe the internet is fixed in the building, it's still being updated. Let's talk about transgenders for a second, right? If we are funding students in school, in high school, to help them with being able to become a transgender, right? What I'm saying is, in their life, if they grow up and do that, that's fine. That's on them. But do you think for a second our hard-earned tax dollars, that's the point right there, our hard-earned money that's being given to the government, paying taxes, should now go toward people in prisons having sex changes? That's kind of shit I'm talking about. Now, if you tell me it's going to go toward a program that's going to help the country, certain programs, I'm all for that. Helping kids, helping the elderly, all of these things have to happen. But when you take a look at what they're trying to put the money into, Republicans are like, we don't agree with that, right? Democrats are like, we don't agree with what you're saying. So now what do we have? A government shutdown. So what the hell does that mean for people that are going to work every day? So now we wake up every single day, all of you working in the chat right now, how old are you? Put your age in the chat right now. How old are you in the chat right now? How old are you in the chat right now? I'm going to put my damn age in the building too right now while I'm watching you guys. Everybody, put your damn age in the chat right now. Everybody, I'm seeing it right now. We got 31, we got 32, 39, 42, 40, 34, 52. Here comes all the numbers in the chat. Look at all the ages in the chat right now. We all have a difference of opinion, right? But put your damn ages in the chat. I want to see something real quick. Now you guys are watching, right? Now we're all in the damn building right now. All the ages coming into the chat. Now put, right now, if you're a Republican, put an R in the chat. If you're a Democrat, put a D. And the reason why I'm saying this is you take a look at this, right? People go through different changes in their life. When you're a younger college student, a lot of college students are out there going, I'm a Democrat. They're going to help me pay for my education. You know what I'm saying? And then you get a little bit older, you start your own business. You're like, wait a second, where's my money going? Because, I have kids now. Shit's getting hard. Like, why are they giving my money out to them? Like, I really need that money. So then you start looking at the IRS, like, what's going on here? And that's when people are like, well, Trump's not paying taxes. Well, guess what? Trump is probably doing some things. Look, I'm telling you straight, people. Trump is utilizing different strategies to avoid that were put in place by Republicans and Democrats, right? So my point is, there's a big financial issue here. And that's why we have a government shutdown, is due to a financial situation. I'm going to show these clips again. I want you guys to see something real quick as we get to this. I think this is important. People that are waking up every day. In the chat, where do you work at? Where do you work at in the chat? Do you work? Are you a teacher? Do you work for the government? Right? In the chat right now. Where do you work at? Where do you need your money at? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this affecting you? Are you a mechanic? You know, what do you do? What industry are you in? Construction. Here we go. I see people coming in the chat right now. What industry are you in? Retired, factory, disability, right? Does this affect you? People in the chat, this we want to finance, airport security. Hey, I love the airport security, right? Welfare. Who's on welfare in the chat? We're going to talk about, listen, we're going to talk about Section 8 and all that too. We're going to get to that. Listen, if you're watching live, automotive, Harvest Crew. Look at all these different people in the chat right now. All these different businesses we're in, right? We work hard as hell, right? We work hard as hell to get to where we are, right? I'm going to show you some stuff right now. Take a look.
The U.S. Senate did adjourn earlier Tuesday evening without reaching a deal to extend federal funding. So we are now talking about a partial government shutdown that will have a range of effects on public services, employee furloughs, potential layoffs, certain government activities will be impacted. Republicans had crafted a short-term measure to fund the government through November 21st, by the way. But Democrats insisted that the measure address their concerns on health care. They wanted to reverse the Medicaid cuts in President Trump's mega bill passed this summer and extend tax credits that make health insurance premiums more affordable for millions of people who purchase through the marketplaces established by the Affordable Care Act. Republicans called that Democratic proposal a non-starter, and that's why we...
People in the chat right now, you guys take medicine, right? You guys got health care. You guys trying to get health care. You got to get medicine, right? I got clips on here what he's trying to do with Pfizer and a bunch of Trump. Take a look at this clip, people.
Today, Pfizer is committing, as will other drug companies as we go through the weeks. But Pfizer is truly one of the biggest in the world and one of the greatest in the world. Today, Pfizer is committing to offer all of their prescription medications to Medicaid, and it will be at the most favored nation's prices. It's going to have a huge impact on bringing Medicaid costs down like nothing else. I told you that in my first term, I was so proud of the fact that for the first time in 28 years, drug prices came down. And I had a news conference that I explained it was 1/10 of 1%, but it was down. And here we're talking about in one case, over 1,000%. This is a critical step forward to our work and to improve health care, and hardworking, low-income Americans, especially low-income Americans, will be helped so greatly. In addition, Pfizer is agreeing to provide some of their most popular current medications to all consumers at heavily discounted prices of anywhere between 50 and even 100%, and that's off the price. And in some cases, even more than that. These drugs will be available for direct purchase online at a website operated by the federal government. We're also announcing that moving forward, all new medications introduced by Pfizer to the American market will be sold at the reduced most favored nation cost. So we'll be paying essentially what other countries are paying, who have been much lower.
We got a lot of people struggling right now in healthcare. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it right. If you're watching live in the damn chat right now, smack that like button, subscribe. You can hear this noise right here.
New subscriber.
If you're new to the show, put first time in the chat right now. And everybody that's in here right now, welcome them. Everyone, if you're new to the show, in the chat right now, put first time. If you've been here before, welcome them right now. Put welcome to the show, everybody. We're in the building together. We're all in this shit together. You know, you got Republicans, you got Democrats. At the end of the day, I've been saying this. If shit goes to war, if shit don't work out, you know what I'm saying? Russia, China, all these other countries, Afghanistan, I'm just throwing them out there. Guess what? We got to be in this shit together. So the shutdown sounds all crazy, and then it try to comes back. Republicans trying to fight it, Democrats trying to fight it. We got to figure this shit out. And we got to come together and think, what do we want to spend our money on, right? Like, what is it that we want our money to be spent on? That's the question. And I'm just telling you right now, when you take a look at it and go, you spent your money on that? Like, I'm just saying, I'm working so hard, you're going to spend the money on that? Like, that's what I'm saying. And when I bring up, listen, by the way, I got to make this be clear. I don't care what you are. I love everybody in the building. I don't care if you're white, black, Spanish. I got to start my show with that. I don't care if you're straight, if you're gay, if you're a transgender. I don't care what you are. I love everybody. Don't push it on me. I'm not going to push my stuff on you. At the end of the day, this is a show. You come into the building, but I'm not going to push, especially, you know, whether you're straight, you're gay. We don't go down that road. Like, we're just going to have conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's what I appreciate. And when you have people on the Democratic Party trying to put, his and hers bathrooms together, transgender bathrooms, which no disrespect to transgenders. We're going to have one on the show. I'm telling you this now that the internet is fixing right now and everything's going to get better. We're going to have them on the show. My thing is, why would we spend our money on stuff like that? Trying to help people become transgenders in school, putting, bathrooms like men and women's sports and trying to make it where men and women can change in the same locker. Do you know I went to Starbucks the other day? I walked in Starbucks and my son had to go to the bathroom. And I said, go ahead. Now, he's a little older now. I said, go ahead, right? When he walked over there, I said, wait a second. I want him to have his own, I want him to grow, be his own man. He's still young. I said, hey, my other son, hey, you go too. He goes, I don't have to go. I said, now you do, right? Go together. Go together. And I thought, there's two of them in there. I said, you know what? Holy shit. Now I got to go too. Because there's something about the way, and I'm saying this, all love to Republicans, all love to Democrats, all love to independents. I'm not trying to say that all Democrats think the exact same way. But what I'm saying is Democrats have voted for someone that would make it to where men and women just everyone just has the same bathroom, same locker rooms, there's tampons in boys' bathroom, all this crazy shit's going on. What I'm saying is there's a safety issue there, right? And so the amount of money and funding that we put toward things is very important, right? I know people in the chat right now coming in going, yeah, preach, right? Or some people are saying, I don't agree. In the chat right now, put a yes if you agree, put no if you don't. I want to talk about this and look, I love everybody. Let me be clear. I want everybody to understand that. I don't care if you're gay, you're straight, whatever. I don't care what you are, transgender. I want to make that be clear. Everybody hears me right now, loud and clear on the live stream. I want to make that be known that is where I come from, a place of love, right? Got a big heart, place of love. Number one, that's how I feel. I want you guys to know that deep down how I feel. But there's certain things that I want to talk about that are important, right? And the money we're putting towards stuff. And one thing was, I had this clip, I'm not going to play it today, but, they paid X amount of money to go to Disney World. They got to Disney World, and they were going to have lunch with the princess. And when they went to have lunch with the princess had a beard. Or, sorry, a mustache. I don't agree with that kind of stuff. It isn't that I don't appreciate the person for working hard. That's not the problem. The problem is my daughter wants to go to Disney World to have dinner or lunch with the princess. You guys get me right there? Republicans, Democrats, you got to understand what I'm talking about, right? You got to hear what I'm saying. And all this is a trickle down. So when I say this, now let's rewind. The money we put toward things is helping them do X, Y, Z, right? And so Republicans are like, we don't agree with that. This is one issue, one story, one piece of the pie. And every single piece of the pie where they want to put the money at, people have to come together. Republicans are like, we're not putting it there. So now when the government gets shut down, what is it that we're supposed to do? Because we're relying on these people. If you're watching live in the building right now, smack that damn like button right now and subscribe. If you're a subscriber, put an S in the chat right now. If you're a subscriber, put an S in the chat right now.
New subscriber.
I appreciate you beautiful people coming to the chat today. And smack that like button. Let me tell you something right now, people watching live. If we get to, I'm watching live right now. If we get to 500 likes in the next 30 seconds, all I got to do is double tap your screen. We get to 500 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky person $1,000 in the chat right now. Hit the like button, subscribe right now. Moderators, watch it. If we get to 500 likes next 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky person $1,000 in the chat. All you got to do is double tap your damn screens, people. Get some damn money today on the show hanging out with me. It's part of what we do. Smack the like button, subscribe. And here's how I feel. It's very difficult because, and when we take a look at it, you got Republicans and Democrats. The reason why it's difficult is because we are divided. We are as a nation. And when you vote for something, you vote for team captain, you vote for these things, you have to pick a side. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, right? If we could have a Republican and Democrat in the office at the same time, right? Hey, that might be kind of cool. Have two presidents, and you have one Republican leader, one Democrat, and they got to work together. It's like a marriage. Hey, figure it out. A lot of those don't work, right? It's very difficult. When you have just Republican in office, you push Republican ideas, Republican policies, like that's what they do. When Democrats get in office, they push for theirs. That's why when you have a vote, everybody comes together and has to vote. And then these Republicans push to get their vote out there. And we all understand that Trump won that by a landslide. Am I correct? Am I correct right now in the chat? Are we together on this? Did Trump not win by a landslide? That would lead me to believe that majority of people wanted the policies that Trump is putting in place, right? If that's the case, if the majority of the world is voting, of our country, I should say, is voting for Trump to be in office, Don't you think that the U.S. should push in the direction where the majority of the people want? That's like in my household. You know what I'm saying right now. If you guys got kids in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. I got 4 of them. I'm like, you guys want to go to the movies or you want to go skating? If 3 of them are like, movies, one kid's like, skating. I'm like, hey, we're going to the movies. It is what it is. Now, if we go to the movies multiple times, hey, let's try skating. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, you got to go with the majority of what you got. You know what I'm saying? And so far, we are seeing the majority that want the Republican stuff. And now when the shutdown happens, this is what I'm going to get to now. Trump is saying now, this is actually going to hurt Democrats. So I'm calling it like it is. They want to communicate, but only when the government's open. Government shut down. So they can't communicate. So what's Trump going to do when it's, what is he going to start doing right now? He's going to start taking away things that the Democrats want. He's a Republican. This is going to happen, whether you love or you hate him. In the chat right now, if you're a Trump supporter, put Trump in the chat right now. If you're a Trump supporter, put Trump in the chat right now. If you're not a Trump supporter, then just put USA or put impeach. And I saw a message on there in the chat. Someone said that they don't support, DEL said, I don't support felons. I got a question for you. If Trump has all these felonies, then why didn't the Democrats put him in jail? I asked this question to people, and this is a live stream, right? I can ramble or I can communicate with you guys all in the chat right now. Look at all the Trump supporters coming in. Holy shit. A lot of Trump supporters in the building right now, right? By the way, said you don't support felons. Well, that means you don't support whether you're white or black. There's a lot of people out there with felonies, right? There was a guy in the chat the other day, a black guy said, I don't support felon. I don't support felons. So you don't support any of your culture that got arrested. Or the white people. I don't support felons. Well, you got a lot of white people being arrested. What I'm saying is, if Trump has 34 felonies, why did they put him behind bars? That's all I'm saying in the chat. Why did they put him behind bars? If he was guilty, if he was guilty of 34 felonies, why wasn't he in prison? Why did Democrats were in office? Why did they put him there? So these are questions that you can ask. You know what I'm saying? You can ask your own people if you voted for it. In the chat right now, who did you vote for? Trump or Kamala Harris? In the chat right now. I'm about to show a clip you got to see. Who did you vote for? Trump or Kamala Harris? Drop it in the chat right now. Who did you vote for? I'm taking a look at it right now. And here's how we do this. Here we go. Look at all the people coming to the building right now. Look at all the freaking supporters coming in the chat right now while I show this clip.
We can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them. Like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. And, we're cutting that.
Let's take a look at something real quick in the building. People coming into the chat right now watching live. And by the way, shout out right now to Curtis Super Chat, baby.
Make some noise!
Said Russia is crumbling. China has a fractured logistics system. U.S. troops will take half of Mexico and Canada before they manage to gain substantial traction in the Middle East. Everybody in the chat right now, put a C in the building right now. Put a freaking C in the chat right now for Curtis coming in with the super chat. We appreciate you. If you're watching live in the chat right now, smack that damn like button and subscribe right now. Listen, people, we got to get the 500 likes right now. If you're watching your phone right now, if you voted this year, double tap your screen right now. If you voted this year and you voted for Trump or you voted for Kamala Harris and you stood up there and you got there and you voted, double tap that screen right now. Let's get that shit to 500 likes right now. I want to have this conversation with people right now in the building. These are the things I want to talk about, and I want to show you something. Okay, I'm showing you a couple clips. If you're just joining us right now and you didn't see this clip, I'm showing you this one more time. I want to show you something, and I'm going to get back to this right now.
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and they're Democrats. They're going to be Democrats. As you know, this country, no country can afford to pay for illegal immigration, health care for everybody that comes into the country, and that's what they're insisting. And obviously I have an obligation to not accept that. That would affect everybody. And so we're doing well as a country, so the last thing we want to do is shut it down. But A lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things, but they want open borders. They want men playing in women's sports. They want transgender for everybody. They never stop. They don't learn. We won an election in a landslide. They just don't learn. So we have no choice. I have to do that for the country. Yes.
Everybody put USA in the chat right now. I don't give a damn where you're at. Put USA in the chat right now. And these are the things I'm talking about. Why I brought this up today was important, because if the Democrats want to spend money on certain things, Republicans are like, no, I'm not going to do that. Do you think Trump should be responsible to fund illegal immigrants? Like, listen, I take my glasses off when I say this, because I'll be honest with you. Like, when I hear people talking about this and talking about funding illegal immigrants, and Trump says, no, I'm not doing that, I do have a heart. I do understand that I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't want people to come over here illegally and be hurt, or kids, violence from their countries. I want them to be safe and come here. Yeah, I get all that. But the point is, the obligation to USA first, just like any other place. Mexico looks out for Mexico. Russia looks out for Russia. China looks out for Russia. Canada looks out for Canada. Right? Go on and on. Italy looks out for Italy. Germany for Germany. Like, in this country, and if you're in this country, put USA. If you're in another country, put yours in the chat right now. What I'm saying is this. It is the right of the president to run this country the proper way. If Kamala Harris had won the election, Kamala Harris, people like Joe Biden, they would continue to let millions of people pour into the country. Right or wrong? And that's just not the way to do it. It's not that we don't want beautiful people to come here legally. It's the point that we don't want that to happen, because it's problems for everybody. There's Spanish. Florida voted for Trump. Now, we have more Spanish people in Miami than a lot of places. We got Cubans. You walk around Miami, you have tons of Cubans. We have a lot of international presence here. We have so many Spanish people. Do you know this area voted for Trump and they have more Spanish people than most places in the country? Because they're going to come over here and you don't understand you don't understand how they grow up. You don't understand how they're raised. You don't know what they're going to do when they get here. You don't know who comes from a prison. All these things are happening, and the Spanish people of Miami are voting for Trump. Now, they also know they don't want their jobs taken, right? They're going to come over here and work for $5 an hour, which obviously they're hardworking people, right? They are very hardworking people. Let's all be honest here, right? Those Spanish people come over here from other countries. They're going to come over here and work for peanuts on a dollar, and people are going to go, holy shit. Now, first things first, you own a business and you hire them. You're like, hey, I got that done cheap, made a lot of money, right? American people, you know how we are. We want to make money. We try to do what we got to do to make money, and that's part of why they're here in the first place. They have opportunities, right? So they just can't pour in at millions at a time, number one. And when they do that, we can't put our hard-earned money toward that. And that's what Trump's trying to stop. One of the major things he's trying to do is stop that. And if you're a Democrat in the building and you believe that we should be funding that, I'm not really sure. In the chat right now, let me ask this again right now. Do you think our government should be funding illegal immigrants coming to the chat? Put yes or no. I'm looking at the chat right now. Do you think that we as a government, we in this country, should be funding illegal immigrants coming into this country? I'm seeing no, no, no. Look at the chat, everybody. I'm seeing no, 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 right? And there's one yes. Tough guy says yes. Okay, another person said, if that's the case, I don't, okay, only one person's really saying yes. I think it's just tough guy. Again, yes or no. And the reason I'm asking this question is because, not because I don't love these beautiful people that can come from other countries that are good people. There's some, guys, listen, we got to be honest. There's some amazing people from around the world that come here, all different ages, shapes and sizes, different places, and they want to have a better life, right? They want to have a better life, and God bless them. The problem is, Newsom is trying to what? So look, I see in the chat right now, DLR fan said we should have open borders. Do you guys think we should have open borders? Yes or no? This is a live stream, people. This is us communicating here in the chat. Do you think we should have open borders? Yes or no? And if you're watching this damn live stream right now, smack that like button, subscribe. We got 248 likes. Listen, we got to get to 500 likes right now. If you're watching your live stream right now and you're hearing the message, double tap your screens. Bang, bang, right now. If you got a freaking iPhone, double tap your screens right now and subscribe.
New subscriber.
I can see all your names that pop up that subscribe. I can see all your names coming to the chat that are subscribing. Thank you. I see your names. By the way, a lucky person that subscribes today is going to win a chance to spin the wheel. You guys haven't seen the wheel that we have over here to spin. We'll give out money because working on our camera systems, as you can see, the studio is expanding. We got a lot going on in the building right now. I'm just saying. So right now, subscribe right now. Hit that damn like button. One lucky person is going to get a chance to make some money. I'm going to announce that here in just a minute. So if you're watching live, and I want to get to another piece of the pie right now in the building that we got to talk about. Let's get to this piece right now because this piece is just, it's bonkers right now. I see all the people subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm trying to get to 75,300 right now. We need 19, 18 subscribers. Run it up right now. I got another piece I'm going to talk about right now, and it's about the government and the military and how they met, and they said, we got fitness standards. In the chat right now, they had a meeting. Okay, they called a massive meeting. People said, hey, we're going to war. What's going on? Must be going to war. This is crazy. We're going to war because they have fitness standards, right? So I'm going to pull that up right now in the building. I'm going to pull that down. We're 4 subscribers away. We're 2 subscribers away. About to hit 75,300. We're 1 subscriber away. Let's go, baby.
New subscriber.
See how you guys subscribing. I appreciate you. Now, let me get to this piece of the pie that we got to talk about. Here it is right here. Military troops, okay? Fitness standards. Do you think that we should have fitness standards, right? Like, come on now. If we don't have fitness standards in the military, like, what's the point? And someone said, well, Trump's not in shape. Trump's not in the military. Like, if Trump was in the military and he had to run and he had to fight at war or even fly an Air Force jet, yeah, we need standards. Listen, when I played football, I had way higher standards for myself. And then when I got to the position after football, I said, hey, gotta get back in the gym. I feel pretty good. See my size here? Not bad. I'm still built in the building, but not like I'd like to be. Now, if I was playing football still, coach can be like, hey, get it in line. Got to be fit. Got to be out there, do what you got to do, right? You guys saw it. Let me show this clip right now because let me tell you something. People were getting a little bit worked up about this. We're going to show it right now.
Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations or really any formation and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon and leading commands around the country and the world. It's a bad look. It is bad, and it's not who we are. So whether you're an airborne ranger or a chairborne ranger, a brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the Joint Force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year, as well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year, every year of service. Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our Joint Force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense. I mean, most units do that already, but we're codifying it. And we're not talking like hot yoga and stretching. Real hard PT, either as a unit or as an individual. At every level, from the Joint Chiefs to everyone in this room to the youngest private, leaders set the standard. And so many of you do this already. Active, Guard, and Reserve. This also means grooming standards. No more beards, long hair, superficial individual expression. We're going to cut our hair, shave our beards, and adhere to standards. Because it's like the broken windows theory of policing. It's like when you let the small stuff go, the big stuff eventually goes. So you have to address the small stuff. This is on duty, in the field, and in the rear. If you want a beard, you can join Special Forces. If not, then shave. We don't have a military full of Nordic pagans. But unfortunately, we have had leaders who either refuse to call BS and enforce standards, or leaders who felt like they were not allowed to enforce standards. Both are unacceptable. And that's why today, at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos. The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done. Simply put, if you do not meet the male-level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional,
Look, I'm just saying, I don't know about the beard thing, but I can tell you this right now. When I shave, I do feel clean cut. And when I wear a beard, when I get a beard going, sometimes I feel pretty good about myself. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand there's standards in the military. In the chat right now, you guys know I'm feeling, right? Like, how the hell are you going to be in the military and not have some kind of real fitness standard, right? If you're sitting at the house right now going, shit, I'm having a drink right now. I feel good about myself. I ain't even worry about that. I don't blame you. But if you're in the military, right? If you're like, hey, I'm in the Army. Hey, I'm in the Navy. People in the chat right now, have you been to the military? Do you have family in the military? In the chat right now, I want to know how you're feeling right now. Do you feel that they should have higher standards in the military? I mean, we got high standards in football, right? Track, high standards. Now, there's people in the military that are not doing combat, that are behind the doors and they're working on computers and screens and all that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But let's be honest right now, people. There's a lot of these people that are in bad shape. And I'm saying that because I see them, right? And if you're in bad shape and you're supposed to be protecting us, I can run farther than you. Like, there just got to be a better standard. I'm not saying that they got to be I got to be able to run 30 miles every day. I'm just saying you got to be able to be in somewhat of a fitness level that makes sense. And I think we've always had a fitness level. And I think now what he's trying to implement is, hey, let's get back to that. Let's get back to where people actually have a better, you wake up and you're like, hey, I'm committed to this. I'm in the military. When you travel the world and you look at all these other militaries, I'm pretty sure those people are in shape. If you agree with what I'm saying right now, smack that damn like button if you think right now that we should have some kind of fitness standard, right? I mean, when I look, I have friends went to the military, okay, a lot as a unit. And I feel like that's an important piece of it where people now are getting upset about it. But the reality is, come on, you're in the freaking military. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in the military, it just has to go into better. You just got to be able to be at a certain standard. People come to the chat right now. Holy shit. Brandon's talking about a lot today. And before I get off today, we got a few minutes left. I'm going to ask you guys some questions right now. By the way, people come to the chat right now. Over 100 and some thousand views on today's show. Appreciate you. Smack that damn like button, subscribe. By the way, if you're watching for the first time right now, in the chat, put first time. Let me know. I'm trying to see your name right now. Put first time. And everybody that's here, welcome them, please. Whether you love it or you don't love it, welcome them right now. Okay? So let's get back to the point that we wanted to start off with today. I want to end with. People that are waking up every single day, we're divided in a lot of ways. I know that. And I know talking about Republicans and Democrats and, whites and blacks and, whether, up or down, left or right, it divides things in a lot of ways. But there has to be some kind of mutual ground, right? Like, there's got to be some kind of mutual ground where people come together and go, hey, you know what? Whether you're Republican or Democrat, we want safety. Had the conversation this morning. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you want safety. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you want your kids to have good schools. Whether you're Republican or a Democrat, you want to be able to afford your lifestyle. You want to be able to have an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To do certain things in life, regardless of where you are. And I think the personal changes of life, like, the gays, the straights, the transgenders, the LGBT, all that, which, look, gotta love everybody. And everyone has their own life. But the point is, it isn't on Republicans to fund that, is what I'm saying. And it isn't on Republicans to fund someone who's a straight life. It isn't on, them to do. So what I'm saying is, there's just certain things that should be funded. And it shouldn't be putting men, locker rooms, for tampons in boys' locker rooms, or men and women's sports. Like, all that should not be funded. What should be funded is an equal opportunity for everybody. Whether you're LGBT, whether you're straight, whether you're not, equal opportunity for you regardless. I think that's great. And if you're a good person, great. But to fund them, the Republicans don't want to fund the things that don't have to do with, like, more or less like the compass of, like, the building blocks of how we operate in this country, from a level of, obviously, finance is very important. Health, very important. And so I feel like when they look at where they're sending this money to, the Democrats are sending money to, and that's why I'm saying this today, where they want to send the money to is why the Republicans are saying, no, we don't want to do that. And that's why you're coming to this massive situation of objection. Trump wants to spend the money on stopping illegal immigrants from coming in. Democrats are trying to open borders so they can come in. I'm confused by that, because you closing the border and stopping them from coming in actually protects my family, because now I worry a little bit less on certain things, and having illegal people walking around and all that. Democrats are like, yeah, come on in. Newsom's like, yeah, come on in. Why would he want that? You guys with me in the chat right now, why would he want that? And yeah, Epstein files, 100% got to be released. You guys know I'm for that. I'm for that. They got to be released. I call it like it is. I don't sit here and go, oh, I love Trump, so he should have. No, he should have released the Epstein file. Everybody in here believes that. Here's the thing, Democrats. I'm speaking to you right now. Republicans might be against you on certain policies, but 90% of Republicans are like, release the files, because we have to believe in doing the right thing anyway. In the chat right now, watch this. Let me show you. Should they release the Epstein files, yes or no? Watch this right now. Watch all the Republicans. Should we release the Epstein files now? Watch. You're going to see. Republicans aren't playing. They're going to be like, yeah. Everybody's going to say yes. Using the brain regardless. It don't matter if you're a Trump supporter or not. Look at all the freaking Republicans saying, yes, release the files. So all the Democrats in here. But do you see that? That is a common ground that we all have. Did we all just agree on something? In the chat, Republicans, Democrats, are we agreeing right now? Holy shit, look at this. We're all agreeing right now. And yes, I've seen a message on here. Eric said Biden had 4 years to do it. He didn't do it. Democrats didn't say shit at that point. And so I try to break it down because I want people to understand that I'm giving it to you straight, right? If you're watching live right now, subscribe to this damn channel. Hit that like button, subscribe right now.
New subscriber.
I spilt my damn coffee. By the way, I love and appreciate you beautiful people joining my show today. We're going to have live callers calling in. We just fixed the internet connection. We have live callers coming in. We have NBA players, NFL players, bare knuckle fighters, UFC fighters. We have a transgender. We have politicians. We actually have someone from the mob that's calling in too. That was back in the day. I'm going to have him come on the show. An old mobster, and it's all proven. You can see the files and everything that come on the show. You guys are going to love these guests. I had to fix the damn internet and all the cables and design and the functionality and the computers and all that to get it right and rocking and rolling, because without that, the shit doesn't work that good. So we had to fix that. So if you're watching live right now and you're interested in all that, and I'm giving it to you unbiased, I don't care what you are. I love every single one of you. I don't care if you're white, black, Spanish, tall, fat, skinny, Republican, Democrat, independent. I don't care. I appreciate you for joining the show. And I'll talk to you. Does anybody have any questions? Drop it in the chat right now. Drop some questions. Let's answer some of them right now. And let's see. New subscribers. If you subscribe today, let me know. Put yes, I subscribed today. Drop it in the chat. And everybody here, welcome them. People that are here before, welcome them right now, because we're talking about this. Here's what bothers me. I'm going to talk about something that bothers me before I get off today. I grew up, and I appreciate you joining today. I see people put today. I love that. I should have just put today. Michael in the build. I see all these new people coming into the chat. We love and appreciate you. We're live every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. We're live every damn day right here. Monday through Friday, every damn day. We're live in the building. So make sure you guys are here right now. I'm here every damn day, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss a damn show. Live. And you can call in too, by the way. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to call into the show. I'll drop the links in the chat. We are upgrading the studio with the compound. We're going to have a call waiting situation. We can have like 50 people in the waiting block, in the waiting room, bringing them in. So all that's being upgraded. So that's why I had some functionality issues when people are calling into the show. It wasn't as great as I wanted it to be, because I was like, shit. That's what was behind on what I needed in the building. So I appreciate all the people coming in. And by the way, we have some guests you're going to want to see. But what I'm saying is, if you have Instagram, TikTok, after the show, not right now, not a few minutes after the show, go add me, because I'm going to add you back today. Yesterday, I added like 70 people that were adding me yesterday. I love and appreciate you. What matters is, how do we get to a common ground, right? A lot of people are like, they love Trump. They don't like Trump. They think he causes more turmoil. Then they love what he's doing with this and that. The problem is, I believe Republicans and Democrats are so far apart on certain policies that Trump has to dive in like going crazy to make it happen. Because without him going crazy and trying to make it happen, like literally he's fighting for his life every single day. You ever notice that? First off, was almost assassinated, number one. Number two, the media is owned by Democrats, right? The media is owned by tons of Democrats. So therefore, because of that, you're going to be attacked all the time. When does CNN wake up and go, oh, Trump's great? You don't see that. When does, ABC, NBC, oh, Trump's great? If Trump cured cancer, they'd be like a little clap, maybe, right? And so the problem is, when you take a look at how far it's divided. That's why coming together is so difficult. But we know right now the Epstein list is one of those. Next question right now I'm going to ask you guys. Let's see if we can agree on this. Do you guys all want a safer country? Yes or no? Safer country, right? We already know we want the Epstein list released. Now, Republicans, Democrats, do you want a safer country? Safer schools, right? A safer border, right? Here comes Republicans, Democrats. And watch, every Republican's going to say, yes, we want it safe. Some Democrats can come in and say, no, right? Like some Democrats just have to do that because why? Not really sure, right? So so far, I know two things we agree on. Republicans, Democrats. We all want, right? Epstein files release. Great. And we all want a safer country, right? Now, here's the next question I got for you while I'm looking at the damn live stream right now. Do you believe that the border should be wide open for immigrants just to pour in whenever they want? Or do you think Trump's doing the right thing by saying close? In the chat right now, open border or close? In the chat, open, close. Let's see it right now. Open, close. Let's see it right now. That's my question. Open, closed. And the reason I'm asking that question right now is this is going to determine right now who you are. Republicans, closed border. Democrats, open border. Everybody come in the chat. Right? So then how do you want safety then? That's what I don't get. This question right here is very simple. And if you said closed, then obviously you more than likely a Republican and more than likely you understand why we're shut down right now, right? This is a pretty damn simple answer, right? If you put closed in the chat, love all you do. Brenda, Wayne, I see some new Mason Mobbers coming in the chat. Damn, join this damn platform, I'm telling you. When I have this conversation, and by the way, people can call in tomorrow. When I have this conversation, all the Republicans are like, close the borders, safety, all this is important. We're not putting money toward helping illegal people. We got to focus on our country, right? Democrats come in the chat. Open the border. Give all the money to the illegal immigrants. And you wonder why Republicans don't agree with you. You know what I mean? Like, I love my Republicans and Democrats. I love them all. But come on now. Let's be honest. I take my glasses off. I go, and I sip my coffee right here, by the way. And my wife usually writes a note on my coffee. She didn't write it today. She must have been late. Or maybe I did something wrong last night. I don't know. In the chat, people, there's a reason why Republicans are coming together and saying, close the border. There's a reason why. And by the way, I appreciate you. I appreciate the messages. I greatly appreciate you coming in the chat saying enjoy the podcast. Ron, appreciate you. Did I lie about anything in the chat today? Someone said I lied about something. What did I lie about? The fact that Republicans want the border closed. Democrats want the border open. And when Harris was in office, yeah, the border was wide open. The border was wide open with millions of people pouring in. That's what I'm saying. And now that they're here, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, like, why do they want to fund that? I don't understand it. Like, I like good people coming too. Like, I can appreciate that. But why would we want to we're talking about $1 trillion of hard-earned tax money. Why would we want to go fund that in this country, regardless you're Republican or Democrat? Why would we want to do that? We have so many other things to put our money toward. Hard-earned money. In the chat, again, put your age in the chat right now one more time before we sign off today. Everybody, put your freaking age in the chat right now while I'm looking at this. I just took a look at 115,000 views today. People come in and out having conversation. We, just so you know, over 700 new subscribers today coming to the chat because people actually care, right? In the chat, put your age, right? People actually care about this kind of stuff because they want good for everybody. They want good for everybody. You don't walk down the street and go, there's racist people out there too, right? They don't like white people, don't like black people, don't like Spanish people. There's racist people out there, and there's no time for racism. I don't have no time for that. We build our stereotypes, and sometimes that happens. We build our stereotypes, and, when there's a shooter in a school, a lot of people are like, that's going to be a skinny white kid, nerdy kid, right? Like, I'm just saying it's a stereotype. Not saying it's got to all be like that. But for the most part, it's a white, nerdy kid. You're like, damn, that kid really learned how to shoot that weapon. Over 200 yards, shot Charlie Kirk. Come to school, transgender, white kid, shooting up schools, right? Happens, right? Calling a spade, right? White people, Let's be honest, right? Black people now, hey, gang violence, right? Theft, burglary, vandalizing, breaking in buildings. You see it all the time. You go on all over social media, you see it, right? And those are stereotypes for a reason because they keep doing the same shit over and over again. Black on black crime, right? Charlie Kirk did a hell of a job meeting with people going, hey, in your cities, they're like, hey, because you know what? There's too much police. Well, obviously, like there's so many murders and killings and going to Chicago and sending troops to Chicago, sending to Portland. There is freaking states out there asking for Trump to send them. Why do you think that? To clean the shit up, right? I'm just saying. Look, I'm calling a call spade a spade. I love and appreciate everybody in the building. I'm live every day, 10 to 11. We got live guests coming on. We do sports, entertainment. We cover everything, politics. We're going to be having a conversation about Section 8 and a stimulus check this week as well. Don't miss that shit, boy. Tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow we're going to cover some of that. We got a lot of conversation. Hopefully, the freaking internet is up. Hopefully, we don't have any issues with the government shutdown. Hopefully, it gets fixed. I want more than anything Republicans, Democrats come together, number one, in the chat. All love to you beautiful people. If you guys have social media, if you got Instagram, if you got TikTok, if you got Twitter, when you get off the show today, go add me. I'm going to add you back. Just do it right away. Because if you don't do it right away, I don't know which one is you. Go do that shit when we sign off. I'm getting ready right now to sign off and put the logo on the screen. In about 15 seconds, I want everybody, let me do something first. Look in the chat real quick. 52% of people want to talk about the government shutdown today. When I sign off, moderators in the chat, my beautiful moderators in the chat, all the new subscribers today in the chat, everybody else in the building right now that is in the chat watching live. When I sign off right now, I want you all to leave a message. I want to see 500 freaking messages on this video. After I sign off, you refresh your screen, YouTube uploads it to YouTube right away. As soon as I sign off, refresh your screens. I want to see 500 freaking messages. Let me tell you something. Listen to what I'm saying. One lucky person tomorrow morning, $100 giveaway tomorrow morning live to the lucky person that leaves a message on this video after I sign off. You're going to see a logo pop on the screen, moderators, all the people part of our show. Go leave a message on this video when I sign off. All you got to do is refresh your screen in about 10 seconds. Leave a message. All love to you. I'll see all you beautiful people tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Add me on social media. All love to you. See you tomorrow.
This be bothering me on a damn Monday. Then Cardi said, you must have missed me, huh, crazy? Now kiss my feet. But hold on, can we go back to the ribs that she was making? Because I want to say, Cardi,